My name's Don.
And I'm Peter.
And we are two plebs talking about... California.
This week in the DPRC.
And sure enough, because it turns out, no matter how many times we talk about this, it always is worse. Because someone went and checked on the homelessness population in California.
Oh? Now, I remember hearing said that the number of homelessness around the country has risen some, except in key cities.
Yeah, weird. But in California as a whole, it's gone up 10% over the last 2 years.
Gotcha.
Now, keep in mind that I don't know how this applies to the we have 25% of the nation's homeless figure, but I'm guessing that the entire homeless population didn't jump by 10%. So we're probably pushing towards a third.
Probably.
Shocking. It's almost like if you keep trying to make homelessness not a problem at all and you just give people everything, they come here.
Yeah.
And those at the cusp of homelessness go, man, we should totally stop this. Like,
Right.
There's a lot of work to be near homeless when I can just go be that guy.
Right. And have all of my needs taken care of for me.
Shocking how this works out. And, by the way, there is no sign that it's going down in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
And, by the way, we're doing nothing to lower it, right?
Right.
In fact, we're doing everything to increase it.
Well, you sure about that?
Yes.
I mean, just because the studies are saying the homeless population is increasing doesn't mean we're actually increasing it now.
Yeah? It's just like, who are you going to believe, me or your lying eyes?
Well, they're eventually going to have to start doing that. You're like, no, this isn't a problem. Yeah, actually it is.
Well, you say that, but I mean, once again, Gavin Newsom is our governor. We are going full progressive.
We are going full progressive. Like, no, homelessness is not a problem. Good. Terminate all services. It's not a problem. They don't need services.
Well, it's not that kind of not a problem, right? Like, we don't have an issue with it. We just don't want to see it because that's what this is, right?
Right. We don't have the issue with it. We just don't want to see it, so we have to build them all their own special little houses, and you need to pay for it.
Yeah. And then, dear California, with your love of progressivism, understand, you will be paying for it. Not like a little, right?
Right.
Because this idea that we're going to tax, Google and Amazon and somebody else in Frisco, we're going to pay all of this money because they put in this tax, right? And we're just going to get them. Apple was the other one, right?
Right.
Well, Apple just announced an expansion to its Texas facility, making it the second largest and pretty close to same sized as the Cupertino facility, which they did not build in Cupertino.
Right. I wonder why.
I can't think of a reason. So, look, when I say businesses will leave, and everyone's response in California is like, well, John, but I mean, they're not leaving right now. Yes, they are.
Yeah.
Right? They're just doing it in ways that you don't see. Because if you saw, you would tell them that they couldn't, and they know it.
Mm-hmm. It's like, no, you can't exit our state. You're not allowed.
Well, and they have legally done that, if not physically, to a lot of people, actually. A couple of years ago, there was a golf pro that went, I'm tired of California's taxes, and moved, I think, to Arizona.
Mm-hmm.
And as soon as he crossed that border, California sued him for the next 10 years of taxes on his income based on California tax rates, and won, because of course this happened in a California court.
Of course.
So understand that they're not kidding around. They just want your money.
Right. No, that makes it very, very clear.
Yeah. And so...
You're allowed to leave, but you're not allowed to leave with your money.
Right. You need to keep paying us even though you don't live here, which, by the way, completely annuls all of the social contract whining, right?
Yeah.
But I know. But Don, he lived in California previously, and they contributed to him being a golf pro. Okay.
So?
And they made lots of money from that. or took lots of his money from that. But no less, by the way, we're going to do this. And as Apple keeps moving to Texas and Google moves to literally everywhere but California, and who's the other one? Amazon is building now in New York, of all places, though mostly because of a huge tax break. Right? And on and on and on the list goes. The California population keeps increasing. The California homeless population keeps increasing. The major companies that are providing jobs are building them elsewhere. We're only going to get more homeless out of this.
Right.
There's no two ways about it.
No, you're right. I don't see it going any other way.
And by the way, around the time that starts to happen, we'll start to go full socialism, right? Because that'll be the only answer that any of these people see.
Right.
Well, we need to tax you more. We need to, you know what? At this point, you just need to hire more people. Just do it.
Right.
On and on it'll go. There won't be a line. We'll just keep going. And we've already started this sort of thing, right? Mm-hmm. So, that'll be nice. And by the way, there's nowhere in California that you can go that you don't see small business boarded up everywhere. Right. Because no one can take this.
No. No. It's they're trying to find out where the line is to how much money they can just milk out of everybody and not have them all vacate.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, that or they just keep milking you after you go. Either way.
Yeah, either way apparently.
But we're not going to worry about this because, by the way, there is no interest in worrying about it. There is no thought that, maybe we should stop subsidizing the homeless. Not even suggested.
Nope.
Though, in a similar vein, if you will, we have sort of decided that we are going to subsidize more homeless in a different way.
How so?
Well, as so many of these things start, our illustrious state newspaper, as it were, the Sacramento Bee, has decided that we should stop building rural housing.
Why?
Well, because of the fires. And if you live in a place where the fires generally happen, you shouldn't be allowed to.
Okay, you're just telling people they need to get out of the state.
Well, come on now. There are two general lines where, most of the fires in the state happen.
Right.
And so we just stop approving building permits for those areas.
We're going to stop approving building permits. We're going to discourage people from living out there. We're going to argue to stop providing services for them. Because we already saw that article and talked about it before. All because they're living in areas we don't want them to.
Well, not just that, right? We're not going to just do things to discourage you. We are going to say you're not allowed to live there.
Right. We are not going to pay for maintaining the area to prevent or minimize
not that
fires.
Either. Not that either. We are going to go, you cannot have a building permit to be here. If you build something, it's a crime.
No, I know. I understand that. They're saying, we don't want to pay to keep the area safe for you, so you can't live here.
Well, we did pass the bill to clean up forests, at least some. So, kind of.
So, no. To me, that looks like the Democrats of California have found their way to get rid of all the Republicans.
Well, and that's not wrong, right? The rural parts of the state are where all of the red is. Go look at any election map, and other than Orange County, that's pretty much just the way that it works.
Right, so they'll move out.
And so, and maybe that's the plan, but understand that I don't think that it's even that sinister. It's more just, there are these fires, and we don't really know what to do with them, and you people are too stupid to decide that this is a good idea, so move.
Yeah.
Because
we're not going to provide you with housing out there, so you're now officially part of the California homeless. Come on down to the shelters over here.
You got it, right? Because, look, we're not allowed to build buildings taller around here. There are an innumerable amount of building codes that you would have to... I think it's something like 10 floors or something like that, and you start running into serious problems. And most of the skyscrapers around here predate these laws.
Right.
Because of that, right? And it's all done under the guise of earthquake safety. So we can't build up. We can't build out. Where are we going to put these people?
Underground.
We're going to create the mole people.
No. We're going for the Shire. We're going to get all the short people. We'll start calling them hobbits and put them in little burrows.
I don't know. I like the mole people better. I mean,
No. We have to put the positive spin on there. We're going for Tolkien. Come on now.
this is California. We're going for mole people. Because, let's be honest, we can't just make the Shire, right? Because there's open ground and all these other kinds of things, and there's a forest around, and we know you can't build there, right?
Right.
So, we're going to have to go back to building in cities, and we can't go up, and we can't go out, so the only place is down.
Right.
So we're actually going to create the Mole Men. That is spectacular.
We are. The Morlocks will be a thing.
I can't wait till this happens. And before somebody says anything, yes, I know that both San Francisco and Los Angeles supposedly have fairly large subterranean populations already.
Yeah.
So we've sort of already created the Mole Men.
We've already started. They had their little experiments. People are doing it. They're being successful.
There it is.
Proven concept. Time to expand.
Exactly, right?
Get to digging.
So get out of the forest and get under Los Angeles.
Right.
Which I'm sure is what everyone
Because after all, you guys are Republicans. You're not allowed to see the sun.
Ah, that's what it is. You need to get them to go 2 miles up before they can vote.
Right. It's a way to discourage them because they're not going to put voting facilities down there with them.
Exactly. And so, really, as funny as this is, I don't really see another option, right? Because it's either this or...
Get out of California.
The housing prices explode, right?
Right.
Because we've been over this a million times, the way that California could reduce housing prices, even to the point where the California Housing Board has gone you got to build more houses. There is, we can talk about whatever you want. The only thing that's going to solve this, we build more houses.
Right.
Well, look, there aren't that many places to go.
No, there's not. In fact, the places for us to go are the places saying we can't go because it's prone to fire damage.
Right. Now, understand that all of this is just a SAC-B suggestion for the moment, right?
Right.
It's not actually law or a proposed bill. But for anyone who has lived here ever, you see these suggestions in the SAC-B. So right about 2021, at the rate that we do this will be a proposed law.
Yes.
Because that's the turnaround time here, right?
Pretty much.
And so once the proposition starts, what you'll see is every single fire in the state that happens, they'll go, well, back on this day, we told you how to fix this. And then on and on and on. And they'll build on it. And then eventually, because it's Sacramento, they'll try.
After seeing all this stuff, I'm starting to really wanting to, line my hat with tinfoil.
Well,
because I'm almost thinking okay, the Democrats said, okay, propaganda machine, start planting this seed in the public's mind because it's going to be a thing by 2021.
Well, and look, to some degree or another, that's how we do progressive things here.
Right.
Because we tell you, well, this is bad, right? And then when you don't make the choice, we go, well, we need to start a campaign to tell you to make this choice.
Because we already know it's been bad for years.
Right. And then when you still don't make the choice, then we legislate it. And that's been the story of nearly every major progressive decision in California for the past 40 years.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't change. It's always the same schedule, right?
Right.
But, I'm sure to some degree I'll be called a conspiracy theorist for this, but go back and look at the rest of them. I mean...
It's part and parcel.
Yeah. It's just the way we do things. So, normally I try to restrict us to things that have actually happened, but it's California. This is gonna happen.
Well, this is where we see it going.
Well, yeah.
I mean, the absurdity they're presenting up front, you follow the logical line of progression of, well, then what?
Right.
This is where it goes.
Well, and there's the thing, right? So we will decide that we as third parties know better, and so you need to move out of your house.
Right.
because that makes your life better.
And we refuse to build more housing in an expansive way, and you're not allowed to build up. The only way to go now is down.
Right?
Or get out of the state. And the areas we're targeting are where all the Republicans live, so we don't care if you leave.
Well, yeah, right.
We'll just sue you to make sure we keep your money, but you can leave and not have a voice here anymore. But you can fuel us.
Well, and look, it's not new for California, right? They've done it before, and there are when that happened to that golf pro, even the article about it was like, this actually happens more often than you think. If you move out of this state in the mid 6-figure range, California IRS goes after you. They just do.
I believe it.
So
it's horrible.
And I mean, it's just the way it's going to be. But spectacularly, by the way, dear the rest of the country, I know you all like to say build the wall around California. Now might be the time.
Right. Tell Trump he needs to expand the wall to encompass California.
Right, because if they say we're not allowed to build out anymore, every rent in the state, like if they actually go with this, every rent in the state will steadily climb forever.
Yeah.
Right? Which will prompt more homeless. Which will prompt more services for the homeless. Which will increase the tax burden. Which will get people to leave.
Right.
It's just going to keep happening. Forever.
Yeah, they just keep piling it on until they see what they see they'll find a line eventually somewhere where we think we can maintain this somewhat. Everyone's going to be miserable, but we'll still be a functioning state and everyone's taken care of.
And that's the end of our show for the day.
That's right. It's taco time.
However, before we go, we'd appreciate it if you shared us around.
You can find us on YouTube,
BitChute,
Facebook,
Twitter,
Patreon,
and Maker Support.
Thanks for stopping by.